this is a very good place to start. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's your friendly neighborhood JayTsu and Alt coming at you.
Yeah. That's all I got. That's the energy level for a Sunday for me. I'm like dead ass tired. My dogs won't leave me alone. I can't sleep at night because I'm married. I've been married for 11 years and, no one's here. So it's like, oh my God. And I don't know how to sleep in an empty bed. Oh, wait, dogs get in and out, in and out, in and out. Oh, let's bark at 3 a.m. It's like one starts and the other one goes.
Things are scary, Days and nights are scary, especially when dad's not there, okay? Other dad is not there.
The fuck?
Our cat does the same thing though. Like she will legitimately sit there and jump in between windows until I get home, and she goes, Dad!
I mean, that's a little different. Isaac's usually pretty calm, but the problem is Isaac barks once, and then Stu's like, "Okay, alert mode," and then you get this like deep, loud bark, not this like screech that Isaac does. This is that whole yipping bark, and I'm like,
oh, I hate the yipping bark, dude. 0 out of 10, bro.
It's so high pitch.
And this shows you how long it's been since I've been on Epic, by the way.
Is it, you have to load everything in?
Yeah, now it's like verifying my download. Do I even know my login? That's my next question.
I don't know. But yeah, welcome into the Moon Peak podcast. This is our second episode. We're doing a live episode. The last one was pre-recorded. We have not sent it off yet.
We have not sent it off yet.
So yeah, that's more Jay's specialty, not mine.
It's your boy specialty editing and shipping. Oh, by the way, I'm
videos,
editing everything.
But... Oh, are you?
Yeah, it's kind of what it's looking like. Not for lack of trying or anything, but hey, hey, Epic, what is this circle right here, brother?
It's the equivalent of the Mac rainbow circle of infinity, and it just doesn't stop. I don't ever load Epic, and every time I've tried to load Epic, it's like, oh, this update for Fortnite's going to kick off, and I'm like, well, I don't play Fortnite, and can we take precedence on the other games that I'm trying to play? And then I'm like, you know what? This isn't fucking worth it. I'll just wait for it to come out on Steam, and that's how I end up playing most of our games. Is like I don't wait for like if it's on Ubisoft, I'm just not going to play it.
Why the fuck? Where's my phone? Now I need my phone. I literally just threw my phone away because I was like, I don't care about any of this. Me also needs to check my email for 2-factor authentication.
Whose fault is that?
Epic. Okay, Epic. Do me a favor. Do the thing.
Fuck off, Epic.
God, I hate Epic so much, dude. Only reason I actively use it is for Unreal Engine. That is it. Please don't start downloading things. That's what I don't want you to stop it. What did I just say?
I want you to know, like, I'm so lazy that I do not want to even make iced tea because I'm like, there's no motivation to do anything. I'm just drinking the Sprite that's been sitting in my garage for like a year. And I'm like, this will do.
That's gross. That's gross, dude. What the fuck?
Listen, it's Michigan, so it can sit in your garage for like 8 months out of the year, and it's colder than your actual refrigerator. So realistically, I mean,
I'll give you that. Hey, that's what we were looking at. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Please don't tell me you're going to come in all real loud and shit.
No. Most likely.
Okay. No, it didn't. Wow, look at that. Crazy. Okay. Hey, everybody. What's up? We're getting live. All right. Hold on. Let me do the thing. Okay. All right. Alt, you ready?
Yeah. I mean, can you feel the energy coming off of me?
It's radiating right now. I'm really basking in it. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's your friendly neighborhood JayTsu coming at you at the Moon Peak podcast.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, let's go. Intros. Hey, buds, we're back. It's episode 2. And as we said a little bit in the last episode, we're gonna do more than talk shit today. We're gonna more than just introduce ourselves. We're really gonna get into to brass tacks about a couple of things. Try to.
For our opinions.
we'll get off topic a little bit, but it'll come back. All right, we digress a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. So if this is your first episode, I want to say welcome and thank you guys for spending a little bit of your Sunday with us, or whenever you end up watching this, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify or what have you. By the way, I got that all set up on Spotify. We just got to upload stuff now. So
nice. So we just need someone to edit it. Oh wait.
It's your boy. I'm gonna be so tired of editing everything ever.
Well, I can help with the video. It's the sounds. That's gonna be more your thing.
Yeah,
I need visual.
Do a little snippage, and then I'll ship it back to you. You can smack it back together, throw them cheeks back. But But if you don't know me, I'm your friendly neighborhood JayTsu. I am a streamer, photographer, game designer, podcaster, and all around funny guy. And I like to play games like a lot. Mostly on stream, I play a lot of Souls likes, and I'm gonna pass it off to my co-host. Let me give him a breakdown of who they are. Alt, drop it down for me, bud.
All right, I'm Alt. I'm just one of the dumb deers on the internet, and I have lots of opinions, and I just like to voice them. Doesn't mean they're valid or have any kind of context behind them, but I like to give them freely.
You know, I wish more people. Wait, let me take that back.
I was gonna say it.
No, I
have
don't.
You been on Twitch?
No, I don't.
Have you been on social media?
I don't want people to give their opinion so aggressively. Oh, let's bring it back. But me and Alt have really been throwing this around for a while to get back to, but between my schedule,
I want to say like it's been like almost 8 to 9 months in the making.
I think so. I don't really have our YouTube up right now.
It was last March. It was last March. No, because last March and February was when Wild Hearts came out, and that's when you had done your episode where we were kind of reviewing things, and we did this episode on your stream, and it just turned into something so much more. It's been almost a year.
And I'm glad we kind of got back to it. I cleared some things out of my schedule. My brain is feeling good mentally. I'm emotionally here right now. You can feel me exuding things. And I'm loving it.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just we both are adults and we have this thing called a life. And we have things that happen. And it just didn't fall in line with our schedules.
Yeah, if we stopped working so much, it wouldn't really be that thing. But I said we.
I work too much.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I stopped working so much, and I'm getting there. Okay. I have time to play games. All right. That makes one of us. Oh, what you been playing this week anyway, dude? I know you've been playing Lords of the Fallen with me, but whenever you're not hanging out with me or playing Enshrouded, because I see it on Discord every 13 minutes.
Well, I will say I have not been in a gaming mood this week because we had a lot going on at home. Like there's a lot of family stuff going on. Yeah. So it's not been the right frame of mind. It was like, I want a game to play, but like right now it seems like the games that are out are very, I want to say gotcha games or niche games, but the ones I would actually play this the other day. So it's in early access. I don't know when the release is for it, but it's Raven's Watch, and you and I are both fans of like Risk of Rain and like roguelikes, but this one's based off of like fairy tales. But so like there's the Ice Queen, there's Red Riding Hood, there's Beowulf, there's Pied Piper, and I have Aladdin, I believe is the newest one I've unlocked.
What?
There's Aladdin's 2 chapters in right now, and yeah, it's a fun game. It's not easy for a stretch of the imagination because it's all timed like a normal rogue would be, but it's fun for the $20 I spent on it. I just hope that there's going to be more because I know that there's so much content that is still locked that we can't use yet. It's in the game, but they haven't released it in the access. Cult of the Lamb, I gave that a try doing the DLC. I enjoyed it, but I feel like it was very segmented around 2 items that they just put into the game, and that was it. So there's not really any more in-game content or replayability other than that. So yeah. And then of course Enshrouded, which I've taken a break from because I'm not burned out on survival games, but Kurt and I have, for those that don't know, Kurt is my husband. He is not exactly the best gamer. He tries and he likes to have fun with it. But he got into Enshrouded in Power World, and we both got burned out in Power World. And then we tried Enshrouded, and we have a server. But the thing is that he needs to catch up to where I'm at, and I don't want to progress in the storyline because it's sheer quest. So if I complete a quest at a higher level, it'll complete it for him. So I'm still waiting for him to catch up. And then, Backpack Battles, that's coming out in a month, and I'm super excited for it. It's very much a really turn your brain off and play, and it's crafting and itemizing a backpack to defeat another player, which it auto battles, but everything else is manual. So those are the games I've been playing all week.
I don't know about turn your brain off and play that because there's too many things that you got to keep track of and builds you want to do.
That is true, but it's still easier to play than Lords of the Fallen and the other games that we'd actually have to put actual energy into.
I don't know. We're kind of getting really good at Lords of the Fallen to where we really like we're not like super paying attention, but sometimes when the moths attack, they really kind of
or when it doesn't crash
or when you don't go through the floor.
That was so rough last night. It was so rough because I'm like, he's streaming and I know I have to be a part of it. And I was like, I really want to shut this fucking game down and I don't want to load it tonight. I'm like, I do not have the energy or composure to deal with this at this moment in time.
All I remember is you crestfallen and defeated. Like, can we just go in your game? Yeah, bud. Let's do it. Let's get out of here, man. We had two different situations in there where I would fall through, but it was at the path with the gate or whatever, and then I dropped through the floor there. But it didn't really fall through at the spawn area. That was new for me.
Well, the best part about it was that was the moment, the first time I fell through a floor. I've had crashes, which makes no sense considering what's in my computer because it blows the specs for what this game needs and deems as a requirement. And that's the first time I fell through the floor. I have not fallen through the floor up until that point. It's just crashed. Just flat out crashed.
I was in the same spot. That was the first time that I like consistently fell through the floor. I had problems like streaming everything, which like, okay, fine. I wish it just didn't happen, but if that's the only place, okay, I'll take what I can get. All right. Jumping off of Lords of the Fallen, dude, I kind of been on my same situation, as usual. Me, Andy, and I have been playing more TFT, as you know, some team fight tactics, some of that League auto chess. We're almost ranked Emerald. By the way, we hit Platinum 1 today. So we've gone from Iron, Bronze, Silver.
What is the draw behind that game?
TFT?
Yeah, I've watched some people play it, and I just don't get it. I do not understand it.
After you learn what certain units are and what they do and like what builds you like to go with, it becomes a strategy game of outplaying the other person you're playing against. So you can go to another player's board and see how their units are set up. And you're basically playing through mock battles in your head as to, okay, they're going to go towards this unit first. And while that's happening, my units are going to attack here and here. And you're literally just going through like mock battles until like the 30 seconds are up and you actually go to the fight. So you can rearrange your units to better set yourself up for a win. Because it's not like don't get me wrong, there's some like overpowered builds, but they're kind of difficult to get to. But at the same time, you can outplay a lot of other builds that are on the same level by placement. So it's legitimately setting your units up as chess pieces.
Chess, but crappier because League of Legends. Understood.
No, it's chess, but more expensive because it's League of Legends. Completely different.
I don't know. There's some chessboards out there that are pretty pricey. I'm just going to sit somewhere and be like, look at my nice chessboard. I don't know how to play it, but it's there.
There is a loot box situation right now in which if you do 30 max pulls, you get a particular avatar, basically, right? For 10 pulls, like the max pulls, like one max pull, it's $15. So you need 30 of those.
Oh my God.
In order to get that one guaranteed. I don't know, man. Chessboards might be diamond encrusted.
Gotcha games. Here we go.
But we've really been climbing. That's our couples game to kind of just kick back, relax. We crack a lot of jokes, make fun of people. Andy cusses a lot. I do too. It's fine. But we kind of get there eventually. We've been climbing a lot. I've been playing Helldivers. I've been solo playing Helldivers. All right, it's great. And Alt told me today, it was like, I don't know how the hell you're soloing that game, but
okay, so I was like, I'm looking at this game. It seems like the servers have balanced themselves out. They're having less issues with people logging in. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this game is, but other than it's like a knockoff Starship Troopers game from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a try. I found it on sale. I want to see CD keys. It was like
$33,
$29. Yeah, somewhere around there. And I'm like, you know what? I'll get it. I've bought more expensive games and never touched them before. So I'm like, it is what it is. So I got it. And I started playing it, and I was just like, I have my gripes about it. Is it a fun game? It is definitely a fun game that you need to play with people. Like, I don't care what Jay says. Like, that game is definitely designed to play with more than one player. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's just, it's hard.
Did you play Bugs? Or did you play Automatons?
Both.
Okay, I did one bug and I was like, I'm not doing this if it's just me. It's really hard. The bugs are really hard to do solo. The robots, way easier, all right? I'm literally going over there with my orbital strike. I'm like just far enough. I like aim up in the direction of the fabricator, launch it, and I'm sprinting away. And it's like, slight fabricator destroyed. And I'm like, nailed it.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to play with other people to play the other parts of the game. I can almost guarantee you that, because we're playing on a normal difficulty and we got shredded. And it was my friend Nick and I.
Bet I'm gonna be playing it a lot later today, so I look forward to hopping on a little bit. But between TFT, Helldivers, I've been playing Lords of the Fallen, man. I did not expect myself to enjoy this game as much as I did. It is such a charming game that people gave too much shit about. And yeah,
I think charming is probably not the right adjective I would use, but I mean, like,
it is though. It's a really pretty game, and the bosses are innovative, very fun, and less about the, oh, I have a big weapon, but I've got such deep lore. It's like, I've got this big weapon, and also I'm going to take 13 frames to wind up and 27 to actually swing down, and you're going to have to guess when you're supposed to dodge or block. And also, I'm probably going to hit you with some status effects, whether you like it or not. I do
feel like the iframes on it, when the game is running, it's a lot easier to telegraph a person's moves comparatively to like Elden Ring, especially Elden Ring. Oh my God. Dark Souls in general, like their bosses are easier. Like Liza P, they were telegraphed, man. But like the iframes were so bad. Blocking and parrying were almost non-existent.
Yeah, it was awful, dude.
I know there's people out there that can do it, but I'm saying, like, for the casual gamer, it's not something that I would suggest.
I had to overdodge in Liza P because I was used to the timing of other Souls likes, and the wind-ups were really long. But when they come down, dude, they are swinging with all of their might.
But no, I think Lords of the Fallen's I think it was a hidden gem. If it didn't have, I honestly believe that if they did not have the performance issues it's having and still is having after being out for nearly 4 months. It came out at the end of November.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 months. I think it would be up there with and on par with other Souls games because the amount of content that's in it and other weapons and transformations. It's a solid game. Like I would give it without the performance issues. If we took that, removed it, I would give it easily an 8.5 to 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it that. It's a really difficult game though. I'm not gonna. It's difficult, and also if you like mimics, you're gonna hate this game for a variety of reasons. Because I keep getting eaten and dying. I'm tired of getting eaten.
Oh, you're talking about the loot thing?
Yeah, I'm so tired of getting eaten.
We traded places last night though.
It felt so good not to be the one getting eaten by moths and being like, "Oh man, this is great." Whoa, did you die? And all I hear is the munching of the fucking moth on your body.
I was getting so frustrated. I wanted to enjoy it last night. And I was like, I don't get to play with them very often, except when we're playing on stream normally. I'm like, I really want to enjoy this. But this game, and it's not the gameplay, it's the crashing and the lagging through floors. I'm like, this is unplayable at this part.
Yeah. I can't wait to not be in that place anymore because I am also very tired of us falling through the floor. But we're almost there. And I know I'm through it on my run through, but I also want to make sure that we can go through it on yours too.
I have not been playing it off stream, just so you know. Like I was for a hot minute, but I was like, I wanted to wait so that way you could get your souls if we were going to play off stream for a little bit, so that way you could get to the bosses. Because honestly, that I think made the game 10 times easier playing it with a person, because you are literally doubling your souls. So if you go to a place and it's the first area and you're at level 1, you could get probably 10 levels off of the first boss, because the first one you're going to do is yours, and then you switch to the other person's game and there's probably another 6 to 7 levels right there. I'm like, you're doubling your experience right there.
And probably the best co-op experience I've had in a Souls-like game. Guaranteed. Yeah,
it's pretty streamless. That part was pretty streamless. Everything else can eat a bag of dicks.
And that's why you fall to the floor. They said, wait, Alt said, we can eat a bag of dicks? Hold on. Remove the floor.
It's oh God. I'm like, I have a 6700 XT card. I have a Ryzen 7. I have 64 gigs of RAM. I have an SSD. I'm like, there's no fucking reason for this game not to be optimized. It's just not an optimized game. It's something in the game. It's not your hardware.
But it could be.
That's the frustrating part.
The fact is that it's really creeping close to a quadruple A game. Oh, you ever think
Oh
about
my
that?
God.
I'm just saying, man, it had a lot of money thrown into it. And
I just say when I read that for the first time, it made my blood boil. Like legitimately just made me angry.
I don't like I've never liked the fact of placing games on a spectrum of like, oh, it's a AA game or a AAA game. Indie game versus like AAA game, that makes sense. But like single A, AA, AAA, that doesn't make any sense to me, because at that point you're literally just modeling a game based on how much money was thrown into it and who's like the publisher and everything.
Exactly.
Which is really like
the only thing makes it a AAA game.
Right. It's really segregating in regards to like different companies who are working hard. Like Hades wasn't a AAA game. Hades was an indie game that made more money than many AAA games. And everybody's like, oh yeah, it's a AAA game. Like, no, it's not, idiot. It was like 10 to 12 people making a game. Yeah. That was it, dude.
I don't even think it was that many. I think they got that many on board when they decided they were going to release it on other platforms and they needed like more staff for it.
Well, it was like their third game because they had Bastion. I think they had another one after that, and then they had Hades. Hades was the third one, I believe.
But the fact that Ubisoft literally has the audacity and the narcissism coming off this fucking comment is astounding, considering how much of a shit show For Honor was.
Okay.
Do not call something a quadruple A game. It's the first in the world.
It's
Skull
the first
and Bones, baby. That's what we're talking about.
AAA game, baby. Let the quadruple. Sorry. And before we jump into that, I know you said something about For Honor, but like, hear me out. I like For Honor.
Hold on. I didn't say I didn't enjoy it. I thought the way they did to set the game up for the server to be connected to a host, and I'm like, you guys are just fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy. I'm like, it created such a problem because this whole game is about timing and iframes to block another player, not a fucking PvE, but PvP. And then the iframes are so jacked that all it takes is some jackass to come in with some overpowered tank and whoop your ass. It didn't matter what class you was, and then they were unbalanced as hell.
Yeah, you kind of couldn't get away from it at a certain point, which sucks because I only played like light swingers. Like I played Roach. Actually, I really only played Roach. I was in
I'd have to go back. I have not
Roach
played
and Gladiator,
it.
For sure.
I don't think I have it on PC. I think I have it on Xbox.
I also think I have it on Xbox. I don't think I have it on PC.
Yeah.
Back
so
to
we don't love it that much.
Okay. All right, man. Skull and Bones. I have not seen or played any of this game. Okay.
Okay. So I signed up for the beta test and I was really excited for this game because I thought Sea of Thieves was basically just a whitewash version of fucking Fortnite.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is. It lacked depth for me. Like we're playing in an era where these games are coming out and they look so beautiful. And then you're like, let me play Minecraft on my $5,000 PC. It doesn't make any damn sense to me. Whatever you enjoy though, you enjoy. But this game, I was excited. I saw the trailers. I saw some gameplay of it. And then the release happened. And I was just like, what happened?
Hi.
Like, I don't know what happened.
Are you fucking following?
Look, I'm and this is like the first trailer that I've seen like at all. Uzu, thanks for the follow to Lunar Phase, by the way, good buddy. Okay, I'm just gonna run this back real quick because I am very curious. If anybody who doesn't know where Skull and Bones started from, Skull and Bones started as in like basically an addition or a DLC for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag with Edward Kenway. That's how it started off.
Yeah.
To begin with. And that began in 2013. That was 11 years ago that this thing got off the ground and they were like, yeah, pirates, we're sending it. Because in 2013, we didn't even have World of Warships yet in 2013. We only really had...
we had Navy Field. Navy Field was the simulator at the time, and I only know that because I played the hell out of the first one.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that thing existed. Like, that was a new one for me.
Yeah.
And it's fun because Assassin's Creed 4 was fun because of the whole getting to sing sea shanties, taking down legendary ships, and being a pirate, which was the whole like plundering and going through. And it wasn't like Davy Jones' Locker and all of these like pirate myths that people ended up going over, and they just took it and ran with it to make this. But the thing is, hear me out. Why does it take you 11 years to do this when how long did it take for not Skull and Bones? What's the other one? Sea of Thieves. Don't get me wrong. Sea of Thieves is very like stylistically brought together.
They
right?
had it planned and they popped it out and they just came out with update after update. I don't know much about Sea of Thieves though, outside of that.
And to be honest, I didn't hate Sea of Thieves. I hate the way it looked. You know what I mean? But the gameplay itself was very fun with friends. You know. And
that's what I couldn't get past. And it's something that's a thing with me. Like, I know that when I first started playing Borderlands, I love that. That game is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, for sure.
But when you first look at it aesthetically, you're like, what in the hell is this art style? It's so bad. And then it starts to wear on you a little bit because you're like, oh, it's the comic books. So you start to understand it. But like Sea of Thieves, I just don't like that blocky Fortnite looking shit. It just doesn't click with me, which this one did because it supposedly was supposed to look like what we're seeing right now, even though they are cinematics, but it's supposed to be a beautiful like landscape and water and these battles and these beautiful ships. And then you play it and it's just like things didn't render. The water doesn't look good. I know the ship battles were not great. I know that the user score for the game, like from the populace. So this is not like journalism, like a journalist writing about it. So like IGN, I think overall is like gave it I'm gonna say it's like 3.6.
Yeah, it's definitely below 4 for sure.
So, but it's a quadruple A game and it deserves to get paid for $70. Like this is where like developers need to really take a step back and know their worth.
I feel like if it was going to take 11 years for this game to come out, you didn't need to spend $200 million on it. You could have had a small dedicated team of maybe 20 to 25 people, because it doesn't take, I hate to say it, it doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that much manpower for it. If you take the time for it. Like if it took you 11 years, take your time, let people be interested, let people jump into the mix. But
yeah, don't pull an Anthem.
You don't pour $200 million into a game and have it turn out like this. Dude, is it pretty?
Well, I also think it's companies doing it for a tax write-off, if I'm being honest.
Yeah?
Like that's the way I like, because you have to spend a certain amount of your profit or reinvest, right? And otherwise you're going to pay taxes on that profit. So a lot of companies they make their money work for them by spending it. And then it's a win-win, right? Like either they write it off and, oh, okay, this game failed. Because that's what happens with movies. They write them off and they get that money back. Same thing happens with games. So if they write it off and it's like, oh, okay, it was a failure, it was a flop. Okay. But if it's not, they make money on it, right?
Yeah.
So there's no real bad ending for them other than bad press, which I believe that in my eyes, Ubisoft can't afford to have, because the other famous quote from this past 2 months, because we're only 2 months into this year, was people need to be used to not owning their games. I'm sorry, what?
But look, and I console gamers unite. Y'all know how it is. We started off buying our games physically. I felt really weird being like, people like, oh yeah, I just bought the new game, but I gotta download it. I'm like, stupid. Why would I do that when I can just go buy it and play it instantly? But now, since it doesn't really matter whether you buy it physically or digitally, you still gotta download it. At a certain point, we gave up the right to own our games a real long time ago. Am I still mad about it? Yes. I'm freaking fuming, dude.
But you still own a portion of it, is the thing. What they're talking about is they're getting pissed off because everyone uses Steam and they want everyone to move over to their new gaming platform. So it's not like Game Pass version of Ubisoft. I'm like, you don't have enough content to support someone paying $14 a month for this platform.
Chat, raise your hand if you're going to spend extra money for a subscription service to an Ubisoft game. I'll wait.
No. And the funny thing is like Epic learned their lesson with this. Steam learned their lesson with this. Like you got, I don't know. The worst part about this is like, we all want change with the developers and the board members that like demand games, because I loved Anthem. I know that was a shit on game, but I absolutely loved Anthem even for its flaws. And I thought what they were trying to do with the revamp was great, but then the board shut it down because it was a waste of money, even though it was almost fully developed again. Pumping out games for the sake of pumping out games, and they just developers and gaming companies just stopped caring because we're still going to spend money on the game regardless, because there's still going to be those people that want to play it. And it's like that whole like boycott thing. Like, it's not going to work because at the end of the day, people are still going to buy it. They tried it with Hogwarts. It didn't work.
It really didn't. Like, okay.
I don't know. It just know your worth and like stand your ground. That's all I'm saying. And if it's worth playing, then play it. But it's not worth $70. Like, it'll always come down in price. Every game always comes down in price.
You know what I would have done? And for this, I'm not even really into pirate games, but if I had friends that picked up Skull and Bones and it was a subscription service with regular updates, like a World of Warcraft or something, you would literally have the entire world to pull upon for a pirate game, right? If they had been like, hey, try this out for a month, it's $10, $15 for a month of gameplay. You know how many people would have jumped on board just for a month? Just to try it out. I don't see
many subscription games anymore. Like, outside of World of Warcraft, I can't think of one off the top of my head that's worth a damn playing or even trying.
Oh, you mean Final Fantasy XIV, the mass multiplayer online RPG you can play for free up level 6 and core DLC Heaven's Ward, now Stormblood. Of course. Of course.
And 90% of the people that play that are only playing it because it's fucking Final Fantasy. They're not playing it because it's anything other than that.
You're right. And I don't like a lot of subscription-based games, but in a game that you're gonna write off at the end of the day, most likely anyway, what sense does it make for you? Like, this is cool. This where you're making your character by looking into a puddle on a like piece of of a shipwreck. That is probably the coolest thing and most thematically pleasing thing that I've gotten through. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. That was nice. That was great.
I wish I would have pulled up some of the gameplay though, because that looked great, right? Like, that looked fantastic. It looked really good.
Yeah.
They don't look like that when you play the game. I am dead nuts serious. None of these characters look exact. Like, what you're seeing right now is not what you get. It bothers me. Like, it's literally
like, everything looks so cool. It looks so interesting. Like, come on, man. This is literally, and first of all, I hate games that make you do 3 people to a group. That's fucking dumb. You're not playing a battle royale. Get the hell out of here. And even if you were, let's not even go there. When you could play this just like a Monster Hunter game, but with pirates. You really could.
Monster Hunter does it better.
Monster Hunter does it way better. Don't even get me started on Monster Hunter World 2.
They've tried, and it's not something that, I don't know. Ubisoft, I just stay away from, and I've said that for years. So I don't like them as a company. I haven't liked the games that they produce, or even back. They're just not good games, in my opinion. They're repetitive. They're repetitive as fuck. Like Assassin's Creed, great.
I love Assassin's Creed. I'm actually playing another one right now.
It's the same fucking game over and over again. It's just a little tweak to the storyline and recoloring everything, and then we're now Vikings. Boom. That's it.
Okay, what's wrong? I haven't gotten to the Vikings part. Okay, I just started playing Assassin's Creed games again, and that's what I was gonna say. Yo, Dragon Prince, thanks for the massive 5 gifted subs.
What do you mean about Vikings part? Isn't that the new one that's on PS5?
You talking about Valhalla?
Yeah.
I haven't played that one yet. I'm playing Odyssey right now.
But my point is like, if you like it, you like it, right?
Yeah,
like, no one should shame other people for what they like. I have my opinions, and I said at the very beginning of the episode, I give them out freely. But my point is that the game is very rinse, wash, repeat. It's the same people that bitch at Call of Duty saying it's the same game, because it is the same game. Assassin's Creed is also the same fucking game. It's the same premise. It's the same go hunt the same 7 different objects around the entire map for 30 of them, and then kill this one person, do something else in a new place. It's mindless is what it is, but people like it. And that's a good thing. It's just not something that I particularly like.
Yeah. Okay. With Assassin's Creed, and I'm going to go down a little bit of a Ubisoft rabbit hole. With Assassin's Creed, I think that passes mostly because of the different, I guess I want to say different eras. And you're right, it is kind of like a reskin, but it's not like this is the same gameplay. You're stuck with this for the whole thing, because Andy has never played the first Assassin's Creed with Altair, where you were like in the Crusades, and Andy did not know any of that, and so
I stopped at Brotherhood.
I stopped after it was Black Flag. I don't even know what came out after Black Flag.
I don't know.
I think it was Odyssey, because then it was Odyssey Origins or whatever. But those were the main ones that I was like, oh yeah, dude, I love those. And once it turned into an RPG, I stepped away from it because it was different. Does it give you more gameplay? Yes. I will not ever say that Ubisoft has shorted me on a length of a game. I'm 16 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now, and I haven't done shit. Long story short, but it's been a fun time. And I don't think Ubisoft has always made these weird and bad decisions when it comes to making games and like hanging on to their games during their life cycles. But just recently, it's been really, really horrible. And I don't really know what happened. Did they get a new CEO? Did they switch one of their CEOs or one of the executives? They really had a big hand on marketing, because something had to have happened in the last 5 or so years. I want to say 5 or so years. I don't know how long it's particularly been going on, but probably since they switched the whole angle with Assassin's Creed that I really feel that particular way. You know what I mean? But they've been coming back around. Like Skull and Bones is the big meme right now.
I just can't. I can't get behind the whole Ubisoft. It's everything about Ubisoft. Just kind of just like I don't want to do it because I'm afraid they're not going to follow up on updates and stuff like that.
I don't trust them with updates either, if you want me to be completely honest. I feel like when Ubisoft puts out a game, I don't want to say it's the best it's going to get, but some games turn it from a 5 out of 10 to like an 8 out of 10 over time. Like No Man's Sky. It's basically started off at a 4 out of 10. Right now, it's probably 8.5. They've done a fantastic job bringing it back to life, right? I don't think Ubisoft is capable of that, because when they drop a game, most times it's in a pretty complete fashion to where doesn't have a lot of bugs, and it's not like a broken piece of shit.
And it's done.
Yeah, basically, that's kind of what it is. And that's how it feels like you don't know what's going on. But like, what was the last game that came out? Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which I have not played. I have not watched any speedruns of it.
The new one on
I think
Switch, right?
Yeah, I think it's just out now. I don't know what all it's on. But Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, I'm excited. As somebody
it's like
who's
the Metrovania version, right?
Yeah, they took it back to the original Prince of Persia, and it looks great. It got rated highly from users and critics, and as a Ubisoft game, didn't think that was possible, right? And that renewed a little bit of my trust in what Ubisoft does.
Okay,
Skull and Bones ruins it.
Were they the producer?
Yes, it was an Ubisoft game. It was an Ubisoft game. Because Prince of Persia was an Ubisoft game originally. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, the Two Thrones, The Warrior Within, those were all Ubisoft games specifically. The original wasn't an Ubisoft original, but as they picked up and went to consoles and shit, it was. But it got Prince of Persia: Lost Crown got an 8.6 from the users, bro. Which is nuts for a Metroidvania. It's really, really high. You know what I mean?
It's not though, because if you look at Hollow Knight, or if you look at any of the new ones that have come out, they're almost near 10s.
Well,
because
Hollow
people
Knight
want that refreshing storyline, and like Hollow Knight does have a deep storyline, but you have to dig for it, and the gameplay is there with the storyline.
You're right. And Hollow Knight is like top tier Metroidvania. I feel the same way about Blasphemous. Y'all know how much I love Blasphemous and how great it is and how gory and fantastic. Why do you do this?
That got quiet quick.
Why do you not let me have a new game plus if I have to go through and do different quest lines? It's dumb.
that was bad. And that night lost like at least one, but I mean, like, it was a new game, but and I love those types of games because those pull me in and they keep me very attentive to the game that I'm playing.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I love Metrovania games. So.
And so I'm still excited about it. And I was surprised Ubisoft took the leap to do something like this, because Prince of Persia, I would take a Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake instantaneously.
When they fuck up on everything else, they're like, well, what could go wrong?
Exactly.
What could we do wrong?
And they're I don't want to say they've been on a roll, but for Ubisoft, they haven't been fucking up as much as they normally have. Like right now, last 5 games they released were Prince of Persia 8.6, Avatar, which wasn't a bad game, just not my type of game.
It lacked content.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I
In
don't,
that
I don't think
content, that was
Avatar
pretty much
itself is a very strong IP. I don't.
No.
It's a movie. It takes 10 years to get rendered.
12 years before the next one came out.
Like it's cool. Blue people have sex with their hair. It's whatever. You know, I don't feel any particular way about it, man. It's fucking, it's dumb in my opinion, bro. Alien world. Yo, why they butt naked? Yo, those tribal tattoos? Let me see that hair, girl. Like, that's it, bro. That's all that's going on in that. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the only thing I get out of it.
For it. I can't even defend it, if I'm being honest. I was trying to think, but I'm like, I don't have anything for this.
And that's how I feel about it. And it sucks that that's a situation, but if the movie itself, like the IP for it, is not strong enough for you to have like a trilogy, I don't say get after it. You know what I mean? When it comes to like movies turning into games. But after Avatar, they have Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I'm still excited about. I don't know shit about it, but I've fallen in love with Assassin's Creed games again because it is such a time sink comparatively to games like fucking Helldivers, 40-minute missions. You know what I mean? And different survival games where you could spend 100 hours and barely break the surface. You know what I mean? Depending on how fast you're moving through things.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no.
Explain. I'm curious.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
What do you mean?
Like, survival games, you can't really compare it to survival games because when you play survival games, you're getting out of it what you want out of it. Okay. Some people just want to sit there and fucking farm.
Go play
or fish
Stardew
for 17 hours. Well, I agree, but that's what they like this one, so that's what they play. So
okay, I will agree with that. Depending on what your aim is, then yeah, I agree. Then that's different. Okay, I'll give it to you. But apparently there were some games that I didn't even know existed. By the way,
what?
The Settlers, New Allies.
It's supposed to be like Catan, but I think like Rise of like Empires kind of ish game.
Yeah.
It's a top-down strategy. So if you've ever played Command and Conquer, kind of things like that. So not my cup of tea anymore. When I was younger, yes, I would have played the shit out of something like this, but I'm not. I don't have the patience for that shit anymore. Fuck Soulcom and all of that. I don't.
Yo, shouts out to Soulcom, baby. I'm still a Civilization Stellaris nerd, but that's just 4 times RTS
watching
shit,
pain.
You know. It's so much fun, bro. I'm outsmarting everyone, bro. You see that hill? I'm gonna build my college on it.
You know that NPC is boss.
But I love those types of games, and I'm surprised that I had no idea about it. Guess the rating for this game. Fucking 3.1 out of 10. How?
That is a Ubisoft game, baby.
and that's what I'm saying, because the one before that, also that I didn't know anything about, was Riders Republic, which I'm guessing was like a SSX Tricky dirt. No, the Rivals, the Crew 2.
I want to say Riders was like everything snowboard. It was like extreme sports. Which,
gonna be honest, bro, in 2021 was not the angle. Extreme sports kind of died with what was the you remember the BMX game?
Steep was the last one that I remember.
There was a BMX game that was on the original PlayStation that came around Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
No.
What I can't remember the name of it, dude. Oh my god.
20-something years ago. You want to show me even further? I think it was more than 20 years because I want to say Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out when I was like fucking 10. First off,
the first one?
I think it was even younger than that because it was N64 was when it came out. So
yeah,
I would
the
have
first
been
one came out on N64.
So that'd have been fucking 27 years ago.
Jesus Christ, you're right, dude. Yeah, we've been playing games a long time. And I loved it. I loved let me see, what other games? Like racing games. I feel like racing games and extreme sports games kind of went hand in hand. So like the Burnout games, the old 2005 Need for Speed.
Burnouts were good. I enjoyed though I like Gran Turismo. So like I legitimately enjoyed it because when I became a mechanic, let me rephrase that because I'm like mumbling right now. When I became a mechanic, I started to realize that I enjoyed tinkering with the tuning parts of the game and seeing how realistic things were. So there was like a Need for Speed, that game that was like they had drag racing, drifting, and a bunch of other different styles of racing, but your car had to be tuned that way, and you could tune it just like you would do in real life. And it was really cool because I'm still waiting for the next fucking Gran Turismo to come out.
Is it Gran Turismo 7? Is 7? It was 7. That's what I thought.
I want to say 7.
And that's the reason I don't play like simulation racing games. You know what I mean? I feel like they're too geared towards the simulation aspect of it, and I'm not a really big.
The sim racers and sim.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea by any means. Not to say that they're bad.
Sim racing is coming back around though, because like now you can go into say Micro Center and they actually will buy a whole kit that you can build for like a cockpit, and it's got your controls in front of you and everything, and then the monitors and even the PC itself that sits on the floor. Like you can build it. It's all about sim racing, and you can gear it towards sim flying, whether it be boats, it could be cars, it could be planes. It's all sim is making a comeback. It's one of those things, just like PC gaming.
Yeah,
you have to buy everything to get into it, but once you're into it,
it's
just
hard to get
creating
out.
Shit that you want to. Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But it's just like it's a one-time buy-in fee, and it's gonna cost you, half of your fucking arm and leg, but you'll have it, and then you can upgrade it as you need.
And I don't know if I could ever actively be like, oh, I gotta go buy a cockpit. Is it fun when I go to Dave and Buster's and I hop in the
hop in the chair to go? Though. You're not talking about fucking spend grand.